Last year, in 2024, I got my Yachtmaster Offshore and Ocean Master. I didn't have any certificates from RYA before, so it was from zero, but I had enough sailing experience. In this video, I will tell about all the details of getting my certificate, how I studied online, how I passed my theory exams, and more about practice, what exercises I did, and how was my exam, what I did good, what I did bad. And in the end of the video, I will tell the cost, how much did I spent on the whole process of studying and passing my exam, getting my certificate. So first, I will start with what you need to have to be eligible for getting Yachtmaster Offshore. It's not a course from zero. You need to have quite a lot of experience. Since I had all the requirements already in terms of practice, sailing experience and certificates, I decided to get offshore, not coastal and obviously not day skipper. The difference between Yachtmaster Coastal and Yachtmaster Offshore: and coastal, you can sail up to 20 nautical miles, and offshore, you can sail up to 150 nautical miles. So if you don't have enough experience for getting offshore, it's always possible to get coastal, just the difference in how far you can go from the shore. What you need to have is 50 days at sea on yachts up to 500 gross tonnage, 5 days as a skipper on vessels less than 24 meters, 2,500 miles, and 5 passages over 60 miles long, which must include 2 overnight passages and 2 as a skipper. This is sea time. That's the experience that you need to have before the exam. And certificates: GMDSS compliant Marine Radio Operators Certificate and RYA First Aid Certificate. Well, my Marine Radio Operator Certificate I got online. RYA First Aid Certificate, I didn't have RYA. I got it within STCW because it's a requirement for commercial endorsement in the end. So I took the whole course, and first aid was part of this course. I will attach the link under the video to RYA website where you can see all the requirements by yourself. Let's start how I chose a school. Well, my friend sent me a link on a YouTube video of some guy that shared his experience, how he got his offshore certificate on Antigua Island in RYA school. I listened to his recommendations and decided that I'm close by. I have time, so I decided to go to the same school. First that I needed to do is to buy the theory course. I chose an online school, which is Skippers Online. Right now I'm on their website. I will show you how it looks. So RYA Yachtmaster, it means it's both coastal and offshore. It's the same information, it's just the difference in the end and the practical exam. They tell everything about the course, what does it include, the topics that you will study and what's included, any other information, so you can find it everything on their website. I will also leave the link on it. Assumed knowledge, the day skipper, they say. So before starting this course, they recommend you to know day skipper. I bought a book for day skippers, not the course, just the book to read and understand what they expect me to know already. It made it much easier for me, so I would recommend to do the same. You can buy it online on RYA website. It's not really expensive. I will also show you a little bit how the website looks on your student account. So this is mine. You have 6 months access to your account. This is Yachtmaster Offshore. This is 17 lessons here on each topic separately. I'll show you how it looks. They're showing you with pictures, videos, explaining quite clearly. I understood everything. Notes so you can read it. I found it quite helpful. For me, the studying was interesting, quite easy. I understood everything well. Of course, I had some difficulties. For example, meteorology was quite a difficult subject for me. Also, passage planning. There are a lot of details, even like exercises on charts might be quite challenging, but you need like a lot of practice to understand. So I took my time. I reviewed every topic. Eventually, I felt quite prepared. My exams, there were like 3 blocks of exams. First block is collision regulations. Second block is exercises on paper chart. And the third one, the most challenging, is passage planning. With the last one, I had a problem. My pilotage plan was not really good, and I needed to do it again because they didn't accept my first pilotage plan. It didn't have enough details. I did it again, and second time was good. I passed all 3 blocks, got my certificates. They send you a digital certificate and then by post a paper certificate. Practice. I came to the marina in the morning. I met with my team. It was 4 of us in total. We met with our instructor for the next 5 days. The same day we started our training. Our first exercise was docking. We docked in the same marina where we stayed. Then we trained briefing. After leaving the marina, we started maneuvers on the sail, just tacking, jibing, rounding marks, the most simple stuff, but everything on the sail. You need to delegate tasks to other teammates. It's very important because the instructor looks at it. You need to show your leadership skills. Like, you don't need to do it alone. If you have a team, it will be easier for you, less stressful. So it's quite important. After we continued on the sail, picking up a mooring buoy, it was quite challenging because you need to find this moment when you need to let go the sail and start stopping to be at the exact same position with a mooring buoy. Also thinking about the wind, the current, everything at once. So yeah, it's quite challenging but manageable with some practice, of course. Next one was anchoring. We did both anchoring under sail and under engine. Under sail, obviously, it was more difficult because you also need to find the right position, the right moment to stop the boat. When you're under sail, again, it's really important to delegate, ask, and specifically say to others what they need to do, because we had some problems when a skipper was on helm trying to hoist the anchor or drop the anchor, and others didn't know what his plan is. So it's really important to communicate. Communication is the key in the team. Passage planning, it was the next one. So we had 5 minutes maximum to do passage planning for our part of the trip. It was an hour, 2 hours of sailing. You can't use electronics, obviously, so you need to find the right bearings using different methods to find your position and to check on the way. Are you in the right spot? Are you not going like towards the reef or something like that? Each of us had like 5, maximum 10 minutes to do that. I would recommend to do it the simplest way possible, since you don't have much time for that. You just remember the method that will fit the situation, this part of the passage, and go with it. You can ask for help on the way to take bearings or finding your position. If you're the captain on this part of the passage, it's your responsibility to know exactly where you are and where the danger is. Next one, man overboard. It's one of the most important exercises. How it was for us, the instructor could throw a fender at any moment while we're sailing, and you needed to realize that it was in the water. So not all of us saw that the fender was in the water, so someone needed to let the captain know. As soon as it's in the water, it's important to remember the sequence of what exactly you need to do. Like, you see man overboard, you ask to put the man overboard on chart plotter, turn on the engine, choose who is going to be pointing. Of course, it depends on the conditions, like what the wind is and the waves, and decide what to do in a specific situation. It's always up to you. But if you did it a lot of times and you know the exact sequence, it makes it easier. Pilotage plan. Pilotage plan is when you need to plan to enter the marina or leave the marina. In a way, it's difficult because you don't see the marina yet, and you have only pilot book and paper chart, and you need to find the points where you can take the bearings to, like lights or mountain summits, and you need to know your course all the time, the moment where you need to turn to the other course. What I did, I didn't have enough details. For example, I took some bearings to the points on land, but I didn't know at what course I should go. I knew the bearing to some point, but I didn't know my actual course. It was my mistake. So prepare as many details as you can, as many as you can find on paper chart in the pilot book, and use all of them. It's better if you have more than less. The next what we did was position fix at night. Only some lights on land were visible to us. The instructor gave us 3 or 2 bearings to land and a depth. Everything was good. I found the right bearings, but I couldn't find the right depths. The thing is, only one from our team included the tide. The tide on Antigua is not significant. It's like 0.2 meters or something. And it's always like that. But it still matters, because if you don't count the tide, the depths that the instructor gave you would be different. You wouldn't just find your position. In any case, wherever you are, if there is even a small tide, count it to find the exact position. Basically, this is the main things, but also on the way, the instructor will ask you collision regulations, weather patterns, some other things, and will look how you delegate tasks, your leadership skills, how you can organize the team and stuff like that. So, Yachtmaster Offshore, you are the skipper, and you need to know what to do and how to manage the team and everything on boat. And that's what the instructor and later the examiner will look at. Also, during the training, we had class a couple of hours on radar exercises. You get just a paper where you needed to plot our position relatively to other boats and to understand are we on collision course or are we safe. Training, of course, in different schools and different places might be different, but this is more or less the RYA program. A couple of words about our instructor. Experienced sailor with like also Ocean Master certificate and a lot of miles, and he knew the area. What was missing for me, that I didn't have enough practice on some things, and we had time, we just didn't use this time. So if you have any free time, ask the instructor to do more stuff, do more docking, whatever you feel unconfident about. It's important to do more practice. Only with practice you have more chances. The exam. We started in the morning. Our examiner came to the boat. First, he asked about our experience. We showed all the certificates to him. I'll show you the map of Antigua and where the exam took place. We stayed in English Harbor. We went out. We went first to here to do some docking on this pontoon, and then did some mooring buoy. The next, our passage was from here to this bay. Here we anchored under sails, then hoisted the anchor. My part of the passage was from this bay to one of the beaches right here. It was this one. So what I did, while on the anchorage, I had like 5-10 minutes, and I took 2 bearings on a paper chart from this point, 1 bearing to here and 1 bearing to here, and it was downwind, so I was jibing like that between these 2 bearings to be clear of danger of this reef and rocks on this side. So it worked out quite well. In advance, I took a bearing to one of the points here, and when I reached this bearing, I turned. Around this area, I had man overboard. I picked up the fender with my first try. I anchored right here on the engine, and then we continued our way to Jolly Harbor, but it was another person on the helm and responsible for the passage. Also, I picked a mooring buoy right here. On the sail, we continued to the marina. I docked on this pontoon, not from my first try. I did it like 3 times, I think, because it was quite windy and the wind was pushing me all the time towards shore. In Jolly Harbor, the examiner asked us call regs, collision regulations, some exercises on a radar plot. Then he asked about weather. Everything was more or less good. We came back to the marina, to English Harbor, where we started. Usually what the examiners do one night before the last day of the exam, everybody needs to do a passage planning with the route that the examiner gives us. But in our case, it was different. We just gathered together in one class, and the examiner gave us paper chart, all the pilot books, tidal tables, and gave us a route in the Solent. And we needed to do all together the passage planning. So some of us did tidal calculations. We calculated at what time we needed to leave, then refugee ports and all the stuff needed for passage planning. He was asking questions. Then we did some course over ground and did some more exercises on the chart. The last one was engines. He asked about 4 systems in the engine. I knew basic things, but I just got a little bit unlucky with questions. He asked me exactly the things that I didn't know. In the end, after that, each of us separately, he called to the class and he said what we need to work on. In my case, it was engines. Otherwise, he said, I'm safe, I can sail. And he just shook my hand and said, you passed the exam, congratulations. It was a special moment. Everybody passed in our team and we just hugged each other, took pictures together. We were Yachtmasters Offshore. Everybody is excited with their own plans for the future. And it was an incredible experience overall. We sailed together in one team for a week. And everybody had more or less the same knowledge, the same experience. We helped each other. I really enjoyed it. The thing is about the exam, at the time even I forgot that it's an actual exam. The examiner didn't give us a lot of pressure. He was evaluating all the time. He was looking at us, what we're doing, what we say. He didn't say a word, so we didn't know by the end how it went. The main thing is not to panic and just repeat it. You can make mistakes, just not significant ones. Don't be too stressed about what you're doing. Just focus on what you already know and can. In the end, I also got my commercial endorsement. I needed to do my STCW ENG1, which is medical certificate that I'm fit and healthy, and another online course, professional practices and responsibilities. And as I promised, the cost of all certificates to get your Yachtmaster Offshore. First, they skip a handbook. It's what I bought before online course, $27. Yachtmaster Theory Online, I bought it in a package with Ocean Yachtmaster. Together it was $600. GMDSS Radio Operator Online course, $215. Yachtmaster Practice, which is 5 days of practice and 2 days of exam, so basically the whole week, $1,695. Also, you pay for the exam separately directly to RYA, which was $311. Food on board during the practice, $163. STCW, only if you want to get commercial endorsement, $1,160. ENG, $1,335. Professional practices and responsibilities, it's $80. The thing about it, most of the prices are quite high because I did it all in America. So it all depends on where you get these certificates. I will share the links on online courses and the schools below the video, and also RYA website. And feel free to ask questions. Maybe I forgot something or you specifically interested in something. I will leave my Instagram page. The next video will be about Ocean Master, which was really different and more challenging, but also more interesting. So I'm looking forward to share it with you, and I'll see you in the next video.